Hi Scorpio, welcome to your week ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Scorpio, this is for you, and I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they speak to you. With that said, before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So first things first, if you haven't seen it, your May 2021 Taroscope is up and at them. There'll be a link somewhere floating about. So your key to the week this week is the Death card, right? Now, endings, completions, culminations. But remember as well, this acts slightly differently for you guys because you are Scorpio and the Death card is ruled by the sign of Scorpio. It houses all of the deep, the dark and the taboo, but it also represents the point at which things either need to transform or need to be allowed to perish in some way, shape or form. Now, the first thing that I want to say to you, because as you probably saw there, a card jumped out of the pack, and I have to say it is the Five of Cups. There are very few combinations in tarot that literally spell out, you know, real, actual physical death. Usually it's a culmination, a completion, an ending of some sort, closing of a chapter, closing of a door in our lives. The Five of Cups, unfortunately, is one that is one of those combinations. Now, the interesting thing is, it comes up here with the Death card, right? And because this is in your actions and options, this is about what you do. I don't necessarily think that this is going to be a person, but I do think that this is going to be you basically ending or killing something in your life. So this could be your job, this could be a partnership, this could be a friendship, this could be a business idea, it could be something. And the thing is with the Death card, very often it can represent like the thing that you want most, like Scorpio, you know, the thing that you want to the depth of who you are. And this suggests that whatever you are releasing, letting go of, or choosing to end, this week it will come to an end, but it's a conscious decision on your part. And even though it's a conscious decision, it kind of feels like you will still go through this process of like, wow, you know what, I can't believe this is over. I can't believe this period in my life is over. I can't believe this connection, this bond, this business idea, this thing that I've worked so hard on is not going to go anywhere. There can be a number of reasons for this, and hopefully it comes up in the other three cards that come out. But this week I would say to you, my dear Scorpios, be gentle with yourselves. Like, be really, really gentle with yourselves, and ask yourself, you know, one of the beauties of things coming to a close or a release point is that we get to start again, right? That we get to move forward in a new way. For your communications and conversations, you have the Lovers card, and this is right underneath the Death card, right? So when it comes to your communications this week, this basically says that whatever you had as an option, whatever direction you thought you were going to be able to go in this week, that avenue looks like it's coming to a close. So if you had your eye on a specific partnership in business, if you had your eye on a specific job that you applied for, unfortunately it looks like that is coming to a close. Remember, the key to the week card infuses everything that it touches. So it kind of suggests that something in all of these areas is coming to a close. The Lovers card, being Gemini ruled and speaks about choice and options, it basically says that one of the avenues that you thought was open to you this week is going to be closed. And, you know, it might be one that you are choosing not to go down. For those of you that work for somebody else, I think this week you are going to get a really good peek behind the scenes of the place that you work at, the boss that you work for, maybe the people that you are surrounded by, all of that. This would be a really good week to stay out of the water cooler talking, as they call it, you know, all of that stuff. Don't get into it this week. You've got much bigger stuff to be getting on with. For those of you that work for yourselves, business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, Slightly different energy, right? Although an avenue is being closed to you, I think this is actually an avenue that's being closed by you. And I think this is because you're coming into the understanding this week, you know what, it's not actually viable. One of the things that I like to say with certain cards or certain combinations is sometimes the universe says not now, not necessarily, it's not a no, it's just a not right now. And whatever this avenue was that you were hoping to go down, it's either that you don't have the time or that you understand already that it will spread you too thin. So it's kind of like, no, you know what, I'm not going to go down this route. It's better for me to go a different way so that at least I can do it properly. And this is one of the things that I really admire about Scorpio people. If they can't do it right, they won't do it at all. For your money and materials, you have the Queen of Swords. So it looks like it's the finances or the resources. We'll get to that in just a moment because I almost forgot. I'm so sorry. For those of you that are retired or no longer working for any reason, yeah, I mean, this week I would pay attention to whatever the options are or that have been on the table and ask yourself why you were drawn to them. This will show, this is, I think, going to highlight to you or show you what it is that you feel like is actually missing or lacking in your life at this moment in time. Now, when it comes to your finances, your money, your materials, you got the Queen of Swords, right? So there could be a financial dispute that comes up this week, or a challenge on a financial level may very well be possible. Now, for some of you as well, a Gemini person specifically, or likely a Gemini woman, could feature for you, right? You've got the Lovers card ruled by Gemini, you've got the Queen of Swords. Now, what I will say to you is, again, this is a week where maybe talking about how, you know, how things are going or not going could really, really help you. You just want to be really selective about who it is that you are talking to and who it is that you're confiding in. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, this is going to be your kidneys, your lower back, and even, I believe it's a portion of your liver. So just keep that in mind. When it comes to your home and environment, this week it kind of feels like it's almost like you're having to chuck something out. You know, maybe it's really just fulfilled or lived its purpose to beyond its means, and it kind of feels like you might be a bit like, oh, you know what, I love that chair, or you know, it might be some item that you've absolutely loved, but you've loved it to death, literally. For your love and relations, you have the Fool card, new things, places, people, and for some of you, specifically those of you that are single, this is literal new love, right? And the funny thing is, this new love is coming in at a time where a lot of stuff seems to be ending. And I don't think that this week it's a case that like everything's ending or everything is, my life is dying off. This is actually you making space for a partner. This is you actually making space for the right person. And, you know, we often find as well, like that the person that that we end up getting into a relationship usually shows up at the strangest time. You know, when we've decided we're not getting into a relationship anymore, when we, you know, have been so bogged down with work that we haven't had time to look for a partner or a relationship or anything like that. There is definitely possibility and potential here to meet a new partner, and I think this could be really wonderful. It could be literally like the best thing to snap you out of, you know, a potential funk, depending on your view of the experience that you're having. For those of you that are partnered or in relationships, this is a new beginning in the relationship. It's a new era of the partnership, and it could see you really maybe even looking in new, different and novel directions that are very different to ones that you had planned previously. This looks like it could be a pivot point, and it could be that moment where you say, you know what, we really wanted to do this, but actually that doesn't work for now, so we're going back to the drawing board, or we're going to go off in a different direction. I think in a lot of ways this is going to be a really positive week for the partnerships and the relationships, you know, of the personal kind. I think outside of that, there are a few challenges here, so just mind how you go. All right, with that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. I hope your week is swift, and I hope that you are able to make sound, easy and breezy decisions. With that said, take care, and I'll speak to you soon.